that is called date or date type. So in Power BI, correct data types are very critical, for correct visuals and implementing it in the DAX formulas. What are DAX and all, we'll be discussing it later on. Why exactly it matters? If you are taking up the wrong column for the wrong chart, right? Let's suppose I want to create a line chart. Line chart I won't be able to create just by using a string column, right? So here we have to understand what exactly the data type we are going to use for a particular visualization. What is the type of that particular column? What type of data that particular column is holding? Fine. So here we have some common data types, uh, and you will find it very common everywhere. So text is nothing but a string we used to call anything quoted inside or written inside quotation, or wherever you are seeing like alphabets are getting used along with numbers or without numbers. So those are going to be considered as text. So in Power BI we call it as simply text. It could be name, it could be location of city and all, right? Fine. Then we have whole number. Whole number you can call it as integers. Okay, like 1, 2, 3, like where you are going to count it, right? Okay, I'm getting some questions over here. All right, no problem, Dharmik. Carry on. Right. So whole number we call it. We can consider it as integers. Count base 1, 2, 3, something like that. Like how many products you have in the inventory, how many sales you have done. So all these things are going to be considered as whole number. Decimal numbers, like where we'll be having price or scores. Now price can be in fractions, like 99.99, right? 10.5, 10 rupees 50 paisa, right? So wherever we are having decimals, those are going to be known as decimal numbers. Now you can decide how many decimal digits you want after this particular point, decimal point. How many digits you want after this? That you can simply decide on your own. You can fix this thing. Then we have date and time. Date and time, just by the name only you can understand we are talking about date or time. So everything in the calendar that we can take over here, and here you can see basically you have date time. Date time means what? Date and time both at the same place. Then we have only date, where we'll be getting the date, the calendar date. Time, only time will be given. And one more thing is there: date, time, and time zone. Now let's suppose you are working in a company that is working globally, and you are showing some time. The same time is going to be shown to the client who is sitting in US. The same time is going to be shown to the client who is sitting in UK. Now it will create a confusion. US client will think that, okay, I'm talking about something like EST, PST, whatever the time zone is over there. UK client, they will be talking about Greenwich Mean Time, GMT. People sitting in India, they will be thinking or talking about you have mentioned IST, Indian Standard Time. So if we are going to use time, and like, suppose my audience is global, everyone is going to see the report that we are creating on Power BI. So it is crucial to mention the time zone. Okay, so data, let's suppose I'm getting the data from the US server, and I want to show the real time changes over there. So I will be using one of the time zone of US. In US, I hope you know, like there are 4 different time zones. So we can mention one time zone, and based on that our clients can calculate what exactly will be the time difference over there. Then we have duration. Duration is nothing but timestamp, we can say. If order I have placed right now, what time it is taking, how much time it is taking to reach the place. You ordered something on Zepto, it is reaching you in 10 minutes, 11 minutes. So that is the duration. Duration could be in time, it could be in dates also. Date means what? How many days it took. You ordered something from Flipkart on Monday, you got it today on Friday. So how many days it took? So these are going to be the nothing but timestamp. Boolean is nothing but the state of truth. Either it is going to be true or false. Booleans we will be using when we are going to work with conditions. In DAX, we'll be talking about if and else. If it is true, if the condition is true, we will be keeping other value. If the condition is false, we'll be keeping other value. For a simple example, if I'm going to add, let's suppose you have to create a column. You have to create a column based on the sales or based on the profit. You have to indicate it is high or low. You want to indicate high or low. Let's suppose you're talking about sales column. In sales, we did 10,000 plus sales, then we are going to call it as high. If we are going to consider the sales done less than 10,000 low, we can mention low. Here we are talking about one condition. If sales are getting done 10,000 plus, it's going to be considered as high. If the condition is true, if sum of sales is greater than $10,000, we'll put it as high. Otherwise, we can put it as low. And other conditions also we can add. And finally,
But I am
we
thinking,
have currency. Now you have multiple options in Power BI. You can mention the currency as dollar. You can mention the currency as rupee. You can mention the currency as euro. It totally depends based on the geographical region or based on the country for which particular client you are creating the report. If you are creating a report for Indian client, obviously you will be mentioning rupees. If you are creating a report for the UK client, you are going to mention euro, right? So it depends what exactly who is your clients over here, who is the stakeholders. So yes, currency we used to simply show when we are talking about sales, the revenue we have collected, the profit we have generated. So all this. So these are the very common data types, and I hope all of you are already familiar with it. In Python, you might have discussed about this thing, string, float, and all. So here we are just changing the name. Concept is same. Perfect. So here talking about decimal numbers, and sometime you are also going to find this type of numbers with E. E, nothing but we call it exponential, right? So most common number type that can handle the fraction values and whole number also. Whole number, what does it I mean to say? Let's suppose I can also represent 1 as 1.0, right? 1 as 1.0. So that thing will also work. And basically here it is decimal numbers are going to be represented in 8 byte. 8 byte means what? 64 bit. So 8 into 8 in 1 byte we have 8 bit. So 64 bit floating number. So we can store a large volume of data over here from negative minus 1.79 E plus 3 plus 308 means what? It's the power that we are raising on through minus 2.23 E minus 308. So this is the large value that we can take over here, and you can see like what is the number of decimals you can have over here. So these are the valid decimals. So when you're talking about the highest precision, you want the highest precision values and all to be represented. You don't want the round figure. Let's suppose you want the highest figure. If we are talking in like say millions, if we are talking in billions, so that time also these fractions matter. If I'm talking about only in thousand, 1.2, 1.25, so it will matter less. But when we're talking about millions, if I'm mentioning 1.2, I'm not mentioning 1.25. That 0.5 is also a large value. So that time precision matters. So, and we generally go with decimals, and we used to fix the value most probably to 2 decimal. If it is required, we can also increase it to 3 decimal points. Fine. And here what we have, fixed decimal. Fixed decimal means what? We are fixing it. Okay. Decimal points is going to be only 4. So like I have given you all, we have discussed already. So the separator always has 4 digits to its right. 4 digits to it, right? So after decimal, you are going to have 4 digits, and it is going to be followed by 19 significant digits. So the largest possible fixed number in that you can represent in Power BI is going to be this number that you can see on the screen. And now you will ask, do we have to remember this number in interview? Are they going to ask? No, just have a rough idea what exactly that number looks like. How many like if you can represent in billions, then how many billion? If you can represent in millions, then how many millions? You should have a rough idea. Round off, you can say, like if someone is going to ask you, like what is the largest value for the fixed decimal that can be represented in Power BI, positive or negative. So this is the number. If you're going to add the negative sign, it is going to be for negative, and if you're going to remove the negative sign, it is going to be positive. So from -9 to 2, this whole number. So it is also hard for me to read. So no one is going to ask this thing in interview, but rough idea we should have. Fine. So fixed decimal numbers we have. Then we have whole number. Whole number is quite easy to understand, where we are not having any points and all, decimal and all. We are talking about whole number. If it is 100, then total 100. If it is 205, it's 205, not 205 point something. And the range that you can see, it's the same, minus and plus. But like you can see, like you're having a large, I don't think you are going to go beyond this number, right? No one is going to go beyond this number. So this number is quite large. So like 19 digits you are having, 19 digits of positive or negative whole number. So you can represent it like this, from -2 to the power 63 plus 1 to 2 to the power 63 minus 2. So this can be represented as the largest possible, highest number and the lowest number. So as with the fixed decimal type, the whole number type can be useful when you need to control rounding. If you have to control the rounding, right? All right. So then now what we have, the text type. Text type, or you can call it Unicode character data string. It could be letters, alphabets. Text type, you can also include numbers, and also dates can be represented in text form. Yes, for date we have a different type, but date can be represented in the text form. Now let's suppose the data collected by your team that you are going to review, or you are going to make the report on. Date column is taken as string. That time you are going to change the data type. So changing the data type option is there in Power BI. We can change. So here we have to go through it. Even a numerical column can be considered as string, a text data type that we need to change. Letters will be always in text only, right? So if we talk about the practical maximum limit for a string length is approximately 32,000 Unicode characters. 32,000 Unicode characters. Now based on that, Power BI is underlying its own Power Query engine, and it has its limits on the text data type by the type length. You can also mention the length. So it is just going to be beyond the practical maximum limit. So if it is going to beyond that limit, you may get errors. But this 32 Unicode characters are more than enough to work on. Booleans, we already talked about state of truth, either it is going to be true or it is going to be false. So we are going to see all the examples of the data types. When we are going to create some calculated fields or the columns, or we are going to implement DAX and all that time, we will be using booleans. All right. So basically, what exactly boolean is going to be used for when you are working with a condition? If the condition is true, you are going to take another take a certain decision. If the condition is false, you are going to take another decision. So one example I have already added. Let's suppose you have to decide the sales are done good or bad, high or low. You are taking a value. If the sales are done beyond $10,000, you are going to consider it as high. If it is below $10,000, you are going to consider it as low. So this is the condition, and not only this condition. Whenever you are going to work on some condition, that time Boolean is going to get used. Alright, so we also have binary type over here in Power BI. So you can use binary type to represent any data with the binary format. Binary means what? 1 or 0, right? So in Power Query Editor, you can use this data type for loading the binary files. So we also have binary files. So if you talk about the types of files we have, I told you like we can import Excel, we can import CSV, we can import a Parquet file. Similarly, we can also have binary file that can be loaded into the Power BI. So basically, binary columns aren't supported in Power BI model. So binary selection exists in the table view. You have a selection over there, table view or the report view. For the like legacy regions, like you have some exceptions over there. That time you can load all these things over there. What are the importance of data types? So Power BI relies on data types only to build the relationship between the tables. It really depends on the data type. Now let's suppose you have to work with this type of aggregation function like sum, average, and all. So only you can work with numeric, right? You can only work with numeric. When you're going to work with count is going to count the number of rows and all. Count, it is also going to be done based on the condition that we can take, right? So whenever you are getting the raw data, if it is going to be in string column where you have to perform some calculation. Now let's suppose the profit column has been considered as text type. You won't be able to apply the sum function over there. Why? Because we can't do the sum of strings, the text. If the raw data is in the text format, if you want to use any aggregate function like this, sum or average or any other function, that time you're going to convert it to number. Number, it could be anything. It could be whole number, it could be decimal. Then you will be getting the correct chart. If raw data is of wrong type, obviously you will be getting the chart. Fine. I hope all these things are making sense over here. Okay, now we have one mismatch error, some example over here. What exactly it is going to be the wrong column and like fixed columns over here. Under left hand side, you can see the incorrect column. So we have 10,000. Now 10,000 is written inside quotation. Anything inside quotation is going to be considered as text. But if it is a whole number, it is going to be given like this, without any quotation. And if you have written the date like this, June 5, 2025, again it is going to be incorrect column. You won't be able to apply this date type. So you have to convert it first of all like this. If the sales column, let's suppose, is saved as text, sum is not going to. Date columns has multiple format. And if let's suppose this number you want to show in currency, if it is in text, you won't be able to show in currency, because currency is all about numbers. If it is text, then that currency symbol is not going to work. Okay, so it is going to give you so many errors when you are going to try to implement all these things. How we can manage changing the data type in Power BI and all? So we have one section called transform. We have this section called transform. In transform, when you are going to click on data type, so by default, what is the data type of that column is going to be taken on the top. But If you want to change, you can select anything from here. Anything from here. Any data type. So all these things comes in Power Creator, where you're going to select the column, then you're going to select the data type in the transform group of the ribbon. Fine. Now in table view or report view, you can select the column over here. And if you want to see like what is the data type and what are the other options, so you can simply click on this down arrow and you can get what exactly you have to see. All right, now we will be talking about data modeling in Power BI. Now, why it is important? So, data type we understood. Now, what we have to understand, how we can create the relations. So, modeling is all about creating relationship between multiple tables, where we are going to connect different data sets together. Data set means what? We are going to connect different tables together based on their attribute, on their relevant field they are holding. Right, so we'll try to create one data model over here. I will be sharing one data set with you and we are going to discuss on that. Let me open Power BI first of all. I'm just creating a blank report as usual. Alright, let me import one data set. I'm going to import one data set and that data set I will be sharing with you also. First of all, I just want you to focus over here. I'm using Superstore dataset, but in this Superstore dataset, I will be having 3 different sets. Let it get loaded, and I will open this file and I'll show you what exactly we are going to use. Superstore datasets. File, I will say. Let me just select it over here. Just a second. As of now, I can share the file here in the Zoom chat. Those who are using phone, they won't be able to use this file. Okay, just wait for a minute. I'm just sharing this file with you right up. Network disconnected. Guys, am I audible?
Yes, Piyush sir, you are audible.
Okay. Okay, I'm trying to share the file, but it's saying network. Okay, no problem, guys. Let me try again. It's saying network disconnected. I'm just trying to share it again. Okay, the same thing I'm getting over here. Okay, don't know why. What I'll do, I will share this file with Tawfiq sir and I will ask Tawfiq sir to share this with you. Just for a second, I'm just stopping the screen share. I will be sharing the file with Tawfiq sir and he will share with you. Just a second. And this is a different sample superstore file that we have used earlier. It was different and this one is different. How much different it is, we are just going to look into it. What exactly we are going to explore in this particular file. All right, sir. It is shared with you. Let's try to share on your end. I was not able to
Sure, sir. I'll be sharing now.
share it. It's getting uploaded from my end. All right. Done. Okay, guys. So you will get file in a minute. Till then, we are going to focus on our session. Yes. So I was talking about this particular data set, right? In this data set, the file that I have shared with you, Superstore data set, we have three tables or three sheets, you can say, three workbook. One workbook. In one workbook, we are having three sheets: orders, we have returns, then we have people. Order, return, people. Okay. Now, if you talk about this particular column people, so people is nothing but it is just the, let's say, the regional manager. Let's say Anna is regional manager of Central, Chuck is regional manager of South, Kelly is regional manager of West. So you can see you are having only one. Okay. Reason is identical over here. It is having a column that is having all the unique values. Now, if we go in orders table, you are going to have reason. Now, you can see East, Oceania, Central and all. Now, you have orders and here you have people. We can create a relationship between these two tables based on the common field. What is this? Reason. That model we have to create. Then what we have return table. In return table, what we have market. Okay. In common, and we have order ID. So order ID is here and order ID is here. Right. In orders table, we have order ID. Now, based on this, we can create a connection to identify which order is getting returned. So all the order details that we have, it is already returned. So you can see yes. Okay, we'll try to pull this data in our Power BI. So here, guys, one thing is going to confuse you. So the data set is that I will be sharing with you, or Tawfiq sir is going to share. I had created some pivot table. That's why you're getting
uploaded, sir.
Okay, no problem, sir. So you have to skip this first three tables. Take the bottom three tables. This one, and this one. Orders, peoples, and returns. Order, people, and return. Simply I'm going to load this, or if you want to transform, you can transform. If you want to transform, let's say I want to transform it over here. Let's check this thing. What else we can do? All right. Let me just remove this. What things can be transformed over here? Now, here you will notice it is mentioned over here. Look, automatically it has taken this return, order, and market. These are the heading, but it has been taken as row. Now we need to transform this. Here I'm just doing the right click, and here I have one option: use first row as header. Done. Header means what? Column name. Header means what? Column name. It will get uploaded, Nirmal. Please wait. Just concentrate on the session right now. You will be getting the recording. You can go back to the file. Okay. What I did, simply I transformed this particular table. I have removed the particular column name, column 1, column 2 and all. You can also go with the lengthy process. Lengthy process means what? You are going to edit the columns. You are going to remove the first column. So that is going to the lengthy process. We have a shortcut. So what I did, I wanted to transform the return table. I wanted to remove that columns, and I wanted to take the first column as yes, recordings will be available, Parth. Recordings you will get. We are recording the session, right? So you will get the recordings. So I selected this particular option, that is use first row as header. Okay, perfect. So this column, this particular table got transformed. Do we have to make any changes here also? Yes. Now you can see the same thing we are having over here. What I'm going to do, simply I'm going to do the right click here. I will say use first row as header. Done. Now this transformation need to be done before loading the data. Even after loading the data you can do, but these are the common things that need to be done before loading the data. We can go through that ETL process, extract the data, transform the data, then load the data. Guys, this data set is huge. It's gonna take some time. Why I'm saying it is huge? Let me just show you. Let me just show you why I'm saying this is a huge data set. Here I clicked on the order table. Let's say I am selecting one column. Now can you see this column? We are having 51,000 plus rows here. Okay. I will not say this is very large data set. In industry, you will be working on the data set that is not data set directly on the databases. Those are having more than millions. In multi-millions records you are going to work on. Perfect. So this data set also going to give you experience. Sir, please zoom your screen. Okay. You want me to zoom my screen? I think I won't be able to zoom here. This count you have to see over here, guys. Count I won't be able to show you.
Yes, sir, the file is uploaded. Let them download.
Okay. So is the file uploaded in? It's there, sir. Got it. Guys, it's there in the Zoom chat. You can download the file. If you're using the phone, you won't be able to download. Okay, better to download through the laptop. Fine. So let's come back to the Power BI now. Yes, we did the changes over here. Order table we have correct. Fine. Right? If you want to make more changes, you can do the changes over here. And you can see whatever the changes you have applied, it is going to be taken over here. You can see promoted headers. Promoted headers. So I have promoted the headers. So that's why it is showing like this. Now I have to apply these changes. What I'll do, I will simply click over here, close and apply. It is going to close and apply the changes over there. It's gonna take some time to load. Please have patience over here. It's gonna take a few seconds. As I told you, it is a large data set. Not that much large, but it's large. Fine. So our data get loaded over here. You can see it on the right hand side in the data pane. We got the data, right? We can see the table view. Here is the table view. Then we have model view. Now in model view, what you can see, already one connection is getting established, right? One connection is getting established. With return, okay, I don't see any connection is getting established. Then what I can do, I can try to create one connection or with order and order ID, right? Over here. So manage relationship. So I'll click on manage relationship, or we can also do the relationship management from here. So here I can create a new relationship, guys. Order and people are already connected with reason, right? And what type of relationship you can see, it is many to one. I will be talking about what is many to one and one to many. All these things we'll be talking about. Let's say I want to create one more relationship. And table what? I want to take the orders. Then the table will be taking the returns. Alright. What type of connection you want? Many to many or many to one? Let's say I want many to one. It is validating. It is saying couldn't. Okay, so it is selecting market. Let me select order ID. Many to one. Here we have to cross check the things. It's saying column order ID in the table return contains duplicates. So can we go with many to many? Okay, let me connect with this. Many to many. Let me apply this type of filter maybe. Order filters return. So okay, new relationship is not able to establish. Let me check if it is getting done or not. Just a second. Okay, look, the thing is that I have to select order ID. Here order ID and here order ID. So this thing I was missing out. So I am connecting order ID and order ID over here. So let's see, can we do many to one? No. Duplicate value it is saying, so we can do many to many. Let's save this. And here you go. We have established the connection. So this is nothing but your model view. Model view, what type of model view? Data model view. So we are creating a data model over here. So connections between the tables. You are also going to find the same things when you are going to create ER diagrams, right, in your projects and all. But it is not like the ER diagram exactly we can say, but here in Power BI we are going to call it as model view. Okay, so this is how connections can be made. We'll come back to it. Let's discuss this thing over here. So data modeling that we are doing, it is nothing but the process of creating the visual representation of the multiple tables or the data set connection. Here we try to connect different data sets. Here different data sets means what? We were having the different sheets. I'll repeat the step. What I'll do, Nirmal, I'm going to create again and I will repeat that step. No problem. Just focus on the session right now. I'll repeat all this from the scratch what I actually did. I will not save it. I will simply close it and I'll open it again. Fine. Now, in words, you can also call data modeling as the process of collecting, connecting, organizing, or structuring your data to make your data analysis more efficient and more meaningful. Main purpose is going to be simplify the complex data. Complex data, when we are able to create a relationship between the tables, then it is going to simplify the things. It will help you to build efficient data relationships over here, and performance of the report or dashboard, whatever you are creating, is going to be increased or improved. Perfect. Now what are the components over here? that we have to look into it. So a few things here I have mentioned, right? What type of relationship we are having, right? So here, so first of all, the core components are going to be the tables, because we will be joining the tables. We will be connecting the tables. Then what we have? Columns. Column is just going to contain like what type of values you are having. You are having numeric, text, and what type of date. Now let's suppose I am going to establish the connection between date or order ID. If suppose in order ID is in one particular table is in text type, and in other table it is in numeric type, I won't be able to establish the connection. Data need to be same if I have to establish the connection like that. Otherwise it will get considered as the different two different type of keys. Now what is the key? Column use the link table. So primary key and foreign key, two things are there. What is primary key and what is foreign key? Primary key is going to be the key used in a table. Let's say order ID. Order ID is going to be unique in the order tables. That is going to be the primary key of that. If the same order ID column is getting used in other table, let's say the table that we have written, in return table order ID is the foreign key. Foreign key is nothing but the key that is getting used as a primary key in other table. So that is the main difference over here. So you will be using primary key and foreign key to establish the links. Then we have relationship. Here we are going to define how tables are going to interact. What type of relationship you are going to make is totally depends on cardinality. Cardinality means what type of connections you are creating. One to one, one to many, many to many. What are these things? One to one, one to many, or many to many? We will discuss. We have many to one also. Directions of filter flow. Basically, you can see here we are talking about the arrows, like how basically we have established the connection. That also matters how basically it is going, and it is going to connect with the master table that we are using for all the purpose. So it basically determines like how filter travel between the tables. Now, if we talk about the types of data tables, so we have to understand the fact table. Alright, so here basically the center table that we are having, let's say this is the fact. So it is going to store numeric measurable data for analysis. Numeric and measurable data for analysis. Now it could be the sales amount, quantity sold, revenue generated, how much profit you have made, all this thing. Now it can contain foreign keys linking to the dimension tables. It can be used as a KPIs where we are going to aggregate the data. Like I will do the sum of the entire column, or based on the condition I will perform the average and all. So all these things are going to be included. Then we have dimension table. These are going to be the context provided. Now here we are going to perform, let's say we are going to do descriptive analytics. So descriptive information, it is going to add as a context to the fact table. If we talk about example, like we will be talking about product name, the category, date. In date we will be talking about year, month, quarter. Customer dimension, like if we talk about the customer dimensions, like it's going to be name, city, gender. Dimension is nothing but over here. If we talk about calendar, in calendar what you have? If I'm going to simply talk about date, it's date. But that date contains year, it contains month, it contains the day. And if you're going to see the whole year we can also divide into months, we can also divide into quarters. These are going to be the dimensions over there. Taking the customer dimension, like customer details, you can say what is the name of the customer, which city they belong to, what is the gender of the customer. In product dimension, we have product name, we have product category, we have subcategory. these are going to be considered as the product dimension. Now, why it is needed? Basically, we want to apply the filters. Let's suppose I want to see quarter-wise sales. I will be going with the quarter dimension. I want to see month-wise sales or month-wise profit. So here I'm going to the month dimension. When you are going to add slicers, so what are the slicers? So slicers are going to be the button that we'll see how we can add. So let's suppose for the first quarter I want to see the report, for the second quarter I want to see the report. So we'll be adding those type of filters. So basically it is going to define the context for the numerical data. Now comparing the fact table and dimension table over here, comparing fact versus dimension table. So it's very simple. If you talk about the purpose of fact table is stored measurable data. The metrics we are talking about that we will be using for KPIs. Dimension table, it shows the descriptive attributes. Descriptive attributes like the date table we have discussed, like date type column. So descriptive attributes mean what, like month, quarter, all these things. Here, for example, we have sales and profit. The fact table that speaks about the numbers. Then we'll be having dimension table, like we'll be talking about categories like product info, the name of the customer and all. In fact table, the data that you're going to have, mostly it is going to be numbers. But in dimension table, we are talking about categories. Quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, this is categories. Months, January, February, March, these are the categories. Days of week, if I'm taking Monday, Tuesday, how much sales happened in Monday, Tuesday, Sunday. So these are again categories. If we talk about the relationship in fact table, it has the foreign keys. But in dimension table, it is going to link through primary keys. Then we have location and schema. Location and schema, it is going to be in center. The fact table is going to be in the center. And dimension table is going to be surrounded by fact. We'll see different structure. Now one new word came, schema. What is a schema? A schema is nothing but we can call it as a structure or a blueprint that is going to define how different tables, 2, 3 tables, 5 tables, 10 tables, it could be fact and dimension, are organized and how they are related to each other in the data model. What type of connections you are creating. Now, what we have different types of a schema. And the purpose of schema is going to be nothing but to help to visualize you the relationship between the tables. So you can see a type of star schema we have. What is star schema? We'll see. It also helps you in aiding the optimization process. It also improves the clarity and reporting logic, right? So this type of tables are just going to, the schema is going to let you know how basically the relationship has been created between the tables. What is the flow of the data? So types of schema that we'll talk about, we have a star schema. Star schema means what? You are having one thing in the center and other tables are getting connected, surrounded by you, right? Between the table, like it is going to be a flat structure. Then we have a snowflake schema, where we are going to have normalize and subdivisions. Then we will be having galaxy schema. So multiple fact tables are going to be used over here. File is not visible. File is shared. I think you have joined late. Okay, sir will upload the file again. Okay, no problem, Raj. Sir, if any wrong column if any data wrong in column, so it will error or join. No, it will give you error monies. It will give you error if the data is wrong. Now let's suppose there are 2 different cases over here. Let's try to understand. I was getting error in front of you. I was trying to connect the tables, but what happened? In table 1, I have selected the marker. In table 2, I have selected the order ID. I was trying to join the things between the market and order ID. Now market is different, order is different. That's why I was getting the error. The second error that you are going to get, the second type of error, is going to be, let's suppose you are joining order ID with order ID. But what type of relationship you are having? Is it many to one, many to many? How these particular columns are related? Right? The third one more reason could be, I am joining order ID with order ID, but in one table order ID is a string, in other table order ID is considered as something else. Let's say number. Let's suppose your order ID is not having alphabet, but in one particular table it is in string, in other particular table it is in number. Then you won't be able to establish the connection. So these are the different what we can say, the different reasons we could get the error. Fine. Star schema basically is going to be nothing but the fact table you are having in the center, as I told you, and you will be having multiple dimension table that is surrounding the fact table. Okay. So simple schema where one fact table is surrounded by multiple dimension table. Now it is not going to be, sir, you will ask, is it going to be 5? No, it could be 3 also. It could be 4 also. It could be 6 also. It could be 10. But the thing is that you are having one fact table and you are surrounding the fact table with multiple dimensions, and you are getting established the connection. And star schema is easy to understand. The fast performance you will find in Power BI using this type of a schema, and it is going to be ideal for creating the dashboard or using the DAX function. On the top, what we have snowflake schema. Guys, snowflake, just think in your mind snowflake. I hope you have seen snowflake. Now snowflake has a pattern. Inside pattern it is going to have one more pattern. Inside that pattern you will find one more pattern. So basically here you can see you are having a star type schema, but here one fact table you are having. That fact table is going to be connected with dimension table. It is surrounded, but that dimension table can have more sub-dimensions. Let's say one dimension is country, another dimension is going to be state, another dimension is going to be city. Right? Region, country, city, region, country, state and city. Let's say here you are having date. From date you have month, year, quarter and all these things. Now when we are going to use this thing, when we are facing data redundancy issue, data redundancy is high. Raj, it will be said again. It will be said again, no problem. Now what does redundancy means? Redundancy means repetition of few things. If few things are getting repeated, right? Few things are getting repeated, that is going to be considered as redundancy. And you want to optimize the storage. Optimizing the storage means what? If few things are getting repeated, let's suppose rows are getting repeated. Repeated rows, each row is occupying some space in your memory. And if you are going to remove those redundancy, then that means you are also optimizing the space. You are making some free space in your storage. So there are some drawbacks for this type of snowflake schema, or you can say the normalized structure. Performance will be slower as compared to the star schema. Then we have complex join. Joins are going to be complex. Then we have galaxy schema. What is galaxy schema? So basically here in galaxy schema, multiple facts table will be there. In previous two schema, what we have seen, we were having one fact table sitting in between. But in Galaxy schema, we could have multiple fact tables that is sharing multiple dimension tables, creating complex and highly normalized structure. Now let's say this sale and purchase, these two are a fact table, and these are nothing but the dimensions you are creating. Right? These are the dimensions. Region dimension, supply dimension, time. In time you can see date, day, week and all this is coming. Now when you are going to perform multi-dimensional analysis across the multiple business processes, that time you are going to integrate the star or snowflake schema that share common decimal dimension table. So we are integrating these two things, several star schemas and snowflake schemas together. Right? So this schema, essentially it is going to be a collection of star schema, where star schema is going to consist of fact table and associated with dimension table. The drawback is going to be joins are going to be complex over here. Now as you can see, like it could create some confusion, but based on the problem, based on the requirement, we have to choose any type of schema. We can't always go with what we can say star schema. Sometimes we have to rely on snowflake, sometimes we have to rely on galaxy schema. So slower performance will be there as compared to star schema, and yes, it is also going to affect the storage. Storage is going to be it is going to be memory extensive, simply. Okay, so we were talking about relationship. Relationship means what? Here we are going to have one to many, many to many, one to one, and many to one. Here I want some suggestions from you. I'm opening the chat window. These things need to be clear, very clear to everyone. So what I want to do over here, I want to use this thing, and I will be asking you few examples. So what we have, we are talking about relationships. Relationships or cardinality. All right. So here what we have one to many. The first one to many. Now one to many, best example, let's say one customer is there, and this customer can place multiple orders. Okay, let's say order 1, order 2, order 3. Okay, can you give me one more example? I have given you one example. I want one more example from your side. Anyone? Just add few examples over here from your side. One to many, I have given you one example. There is one customer who is placing multiple orders. So multiple orders will be in the order table, right? And in one order table, we will be sharing the same customer number over here for each. Let's say order 1, let's say this is customer 1. So let's suppose we are having customer ID over here. So 1, 1, 1. One customer placing many orders. Okay, one example I have got subscription. Very good. Very good. Let's say one Netflix subscription. It is getting used by user 1, user 2, user 3. Very good example I'm getting over here in the chat. One company, many projects. Very good. project manager handling multiple employees. Okay, let me start with the names first of all. So, okay, there is saying one department to many employees. Very good. There is one department. In department, we have many employees. We have library, student, books. Sahil is saying Flipkart shopping. Aradhana is adding Flipkart shopping. Yes, you are alone, but you are placing multiple orders. Very good example added by Aradhana. Darshan is saying one company, many products. Okay, guys, just a second. Hold on. Just keep. About that. My network was not fine, so just try to fix it. Just a second, I'm just getting the glitch again. Just a second. All right. One country, many state. Very good. All right. Now the next one. Next one, I also want example for 1 to 1. Let me just remove it. 1 to 1. 1 to 1. Can you give me one example over here? 1 to 1 relationship. Customers and ID, single child. Okay, very good. Parent is having single child. User to profile. Yes, very good. One user subscription of Netflix. Very good. Very good. Student and roll number. Yeah. Okay, I'll take this example. Let's suppose you are having one table. You are having one table where you are having student ID. Okay, student ID. And here in student ID, you are having what? The name of the student. Let me just fix this guy. Just a second. Let me just have a fix over here. I want you to. Yes. We have a table where we are having student ID. We are having the name, let's say email, and address of the student. Okay, and each row is having 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 like this. Now let's suppose we are having one more table where we are having the student ID, and we are having let's say the marks of the student. In English, how much he has scored. In Hindi, how much they have scored. In maths, how much they scored. Now again, here you will find this is only for one student, right? The same student. Now here, this one is going to be connected with this. That is 1 to 1. 2 will be always with 2. This is 1 to 1. 1 to 1. Student name, enrollment, customer and phone number. Okay, very good. One thing here I can take you. Yes, sir. Look, on one Aadhaar card, you can join only one PAN card, right? Aadhaar and PAN card should be linked. So we can say Aadhaar card and PAN card. So 1 to 1 relationship. Countries and their capital. Very good, Meet. Vaika is saying one person. All right. Very good. Very good. Now, here I'm just going to just a second. WhatsApp chat. Okay. Now we have many to one. Can you give me this example? Many to one. Anyone? Many to one. Many to one. WhatsApp group. Okay. WhatsApp group chat. Yes. 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 Exactly. Exactly. Zoom meeting. Very good. College and students. Many photos and one person. Dhruv is saying many photos, one person. Rohan is saying many students enrolled for the same courses. Broadcast, very good. Chirag is saying many houses owned by one owner. Very good examples you're adding, guys. Poojan is saying books and publisher. Many patients. Perfect, perfect. Okay, now I'll give you the example that we have here. Like we have here in the table that we have created. So we were having the order table, right? In order table, we were having one column called region. And in order table, regions are getting repeated, right? East, east, east are getting repeated. North is getting repeated. But then what we have the people table. People table is nothing but they are the regional manager. So let's say A, B, C, D, like we are having unique names, and A is the manager for East, B is the manager for West, C is the manager for North, and that's it. We'll be covering all this. Now here we are having many rows for East, and here only one row for East over here in this. So here we are having many, and here we are having one. Many to one. Subject to the teacher. Very good example, Sahil. So subject to the teacher means what? Look, I got assigned multiple subjects. I am teaching Power BI. I will be teaching you Python. I will be teaching you, let's say, machine learning. So multiple things are assigned to me. So many to one. Very good. Limashia is saying many people have account in same bank. Yes, many accounts. Very good. Many people live in one country. All right, fine. I hope these things are making sense to you, right? And these things are very, we need to be clear because in interview this thing will come definitely. They will be asking you about all these things, so we have to be, come with our own answers. Whatever I am adding it over here, it is fine. But what interviewer expect, you have to come with your own answer. So here I'm happy to see so many examples over here. You are able to relate with your own example. Many worker on one platform, LinkedIn. All right, very good, Tejas. Now, guys, I need example of many to many. Many to many. What is going to be many to many? Many people working in some company, connection between all the servers. World War, many to many. Very good example added. World War, students and courses. All right. A good example, Poojan, students and courses. Classes, students and classes, students and teachers. Yes, Exactly. One student enroll in many courses. That is one to many example. Uh, Passengers and flights. Okay, I'll take this example. Banks and account holders. So again, it is one to one. Okay. Doctors and patients. Let me take one example from the chat. Multiple answer questions. MCQs. Okay, what answer? World War also was like very unique answer. First time I have got this type of answer. World War, many to many. Every people are fighting with each other. All right, very good, very good. So this example I can take. Student and courses. Someone has applied, given me this answer, student and the courses. Now let's suppose student and subjects also. Many of you have given this thing in the chat. Let's suppose you are having student ID, you're having student details, name and all and all. Now one student, let's say we are having 5 different students. Now one student can enroll in multiple courses, right? It could be, let's say, Python, C or C++, Java. Now we are having one table over here where we are having the, let's say, the course details over here. What are the courses? Now 1, 2, let's say 5, they're enrolled here. 2, 3 and 5 enrolled here. Now what we are having? Many to many. One of the best example that we can see over here, we were having the orders table. Then we were having one more table that was return. Okay. In order tables, we are having multiple orders. All right. And here also we are having multiple orders. And one thing you will find, there was a market column. Market was getting repeated here. And market is also getting repeated over here. So let's say you are having some market E, market A, E again, E here again. So if I'm going to establish the connection between this, so it is going to be like this. Star means what? Many to many. So these are going to be the different types of possible relationships that we can establish. If I'm going to give you a simple context over here, let's suppose you are searching on Google something. You did one search, you got many results, right? You are looking for, let's say, word meaning. You search for one word, let's say caliber, and you will find multiple meanings of caliber. One to many. We can understand in this way. One to one means what? Let's suppose you are asking what is going to be the opposite of good, bad. Good and bad. Antinomes, what is synonym of good? So that is again going to be one-to-one relationship. Many to one. Sorry about this. Many to one. Many to one means, let's say you might have given one word answer, right? I am having the long definition over here, and I am going to get one word answer. Many different words are getting used over here, and we are getting one answer. What is photosynthesis? Now you have written over here, you got the answer, but you have written a long what we can say, a long like sentence for it. Many to many, simply we can say, let's suppose I have written in English, what a wonderful day. What a wonderful day. And you are translating it. Okay? You are trying to translate. So for what a wonderful day. Now many things you have given and many things you will be getting in return. No matter like which language you are, taking it over here. Now this is not with the context of the data that we're talking about. I'm talking about in the context of relationship to make it very simple. How the things will work. Now I think you can relate. You can relate it. Fine. Let's go back over here. So I hope all these things are clear. So one to many, one customer, many orders, many to many when both sides have duplicates, one to one rare, used for equally unique records, many to many, most common, one customer and many orders. Many orders done by one customer. So it's the same. So here you can see like we have few examples added over here, and I hope you are getting all these things in the LMS also. In LMS you are going to find in the courses all these things are there. One record in a table, usually in dimension, relate to many records. Customer ID, so which customer, what type of order they have given, multiple orders they have placed. So one customer can have many sales, one product can appear in many orders, right? If it is a sales on Flipkart or Amazon, so one product is going to appear. Let's suppose there is a sale on new phone, new Samsung phone or new iPhone. The same product is going to be reflected in many orders, right? That is one to many. Many to many occurs when multiple rows in a table is going to correspond to the multiple rows in different table. So we have order line and order line. So you can see multiple things are getting repeated over here, and also you are also going to see one more thing, guys. This asterisk and all. If you are having this asterisk, that means you are having many. If you are having one over here, that means it's one. Asterisk one. That means many or one. One to many or many to one. It totally depends on which direction you are going. Now here it is many to many. Asterisk here and asterisk here. It is many to many. So this is going to be different from one to many relationship. Many to one relationship, where multiple rows in one table link to the single row in another. Fine. So here, let's say, for examples, we have given a student participating in multiple events, even involving multiple students. That is again many to many. One to one. One to one. So here you can see it is one and one. One to one means what? You are having unique things over here in the first column where you're going to relate, and again you are going to have unique things over there in the same column. So this one to one relationship occurs when each row in a table corresponds to the exactly one row in the another table. Now this type of relationship is going to be less common. Very, very rarely you are going to find this type of relationship. Mostly you are going to make one to many, many to one, or you will be performing this thing many to many. But one to one is very rare in Power BI, I'm saying. In Power BI. Alright, so when we are going to use it, when we have to split the large tables for the performance, we have to create sensitive or secure views, or in advanced scenario like mapping, we want to perform mapping, and so that time we will be using this particular one-to-one relationship. Many to many, it's very simple. Like many things are getting related to the many things in the different table A, table B. So it's a type of relationship between two tables where multiple rows in a table is going to correspond to the, we are in many to one. So many rows is going to be correspond to the one table to a single row in other table. Single row in other table. So we have sales table, that is fact, and here we have product table, the dimension. Now product ID 501 is going to be related to both, like what the product ID was, what the product name was, how many units you have ordered. So all these things based on this. So basically, it is commonly used when you are linking a fact table which contains the transactional data, like this, the sales table, to the dimension table which contains the descriptive attributes. It's describing what you have basically ordered. If let's suppose my product ID is 501, what is the product description? What is the product category? All these things will come. For example, we can say many sales entries related to the back to one product. Okay, details of the product. So this was all about relationships and all. Let me know you are having any doubt. Okay, one student was asking me to repeat that thing when we have created a table on Power BI. I'll repeat that thing particularly. Let me just go to Power BI. Let me have a quick check in the chat. I hope I'm not going fast, guys. You are going with the pace, right? Perfect. What I'm going to do, I'm going to close this. I'm going to do all this from the scratch. I have showed you half an hour ago. You might have forget. Look, as a human, we have one tendency, one problem that is called short-term memory loss problem. If I'm not wrong, you're also having like me. So we are going to open it from beginning. This data set is shared. For the people who was saying that is not shared, I'll try to sorry. Excuse me. I'll try to share it again. I was not able to share it that time. That's why I asked Taufik sir to share it with you. No, guys, again. No problem. It will be shared again. We'll ask them to share with you again. Okay. Just look on the screen and just see the things. That thing is already removed. It's deleted. Transformation and all. Again, I'm going to show you what exactly we had over here. This data set we are talking about. This data set we will also easily get in internet. Let me simply share one link with you. Those who are not able to download the data set, I think you can download it from here. Let me just simply share that link. And it is quite famous data set. I'm using a very famous data set. Simply you can find it easily anywhere. Download super store data set Excel. Simply I have searched for it. Okay, we have this website Power BI Docs. So you can come here. Let me see, do we have that thing available over here or not? Yeah, it's here. Let me check which one you need to download. I think you can go with this one, guys. Okay, you can go with this one or this one. Download any one of this. I'm sharing this link in the chat. Those who have not downloaded, those who have downloaded, it's fine. I don't know why I'm not able to share today. Any one of you can try. Like if you are able to share, please share it. Otherwise, simply you can go with this link. I'll try to share a few more links, for ease. Kaggle, I hope you all of you know. Let me see. Do we have this data set over here in Excel format? If it is there, then I will recommend you this one. Let me just check. Yes, it is in Excel format. All right. So we have this thing, guys. But this data set is quite different from the data set I am having. It is only 4 people over here. But if you are going to see, look into my table, it is having more. It is having more than that. Let me check one more place. You can also use this dataset, no problem. To download datasets from Kaggle, you have to get registered first of all. You can sign in with your Google account and you can simply download a dataset from here. So previous dataset that was shared with you, sample superstore, it was not having that thing. It is 1 MB, it is 3 MB. So go with this one. I'm sharing this link with you in the chat. You can also go through this link and you can download this file. Perfect, done. Let's come back to our Power BI. Alright, so the data set that was shared with you, I'm just going to use that one. Import data from Excel, and this data set I had said, Superstore data set. I'm selecting this thing. And I told you one thing, like I had created some, pivot tables and all, and by default it is reflecting over here. I'll show you what exactly I just wanted to convey. Let it get open. Okay, one more link is shared by Nirmal. Let me check this link. Is it about the same data set? Okay, very good. Okay, look guys, Nirmal has shared this link. Thanks Nirmal, thanks a lot. So I'm just sharing this link with you. You can download this data set. The same data set that I am using, you will find it over here. I have shared the link. Thanks Nirmal for the quick response. Just just focus on this particular screen, guys. Steps are very easy, not that much complex. You can do it very easily, like not that much difficult, I would say. So the data set that I had said, these are about the pivot tables. Is just skip the first 3, take the bottom 3. I'm selecting the bottom 3. I'm taking the bottom 3 sheets from here, the bottom 3 tables. Now one thing you will notice, when I selected this thing, let's say return, in return it is saying column 1, column 2, column 3. But in order, you won't get column 1, column 2, column 3, right? So what we have to do over here, no problem, Kush, if you have taken all, no problem. You can delete that and you can load it again. Yes, in people table, we have column 1, column 2. So what exactly it's happening over here? The column is getting considered as a row, a part of row. We have to make it as head. Now before loading the data, we are going to transform. So transform data. Here we are not going to do many different changes. A simple change we are going to apply over here. We will be clicking here, that is on this part. We are going to simply right click. I'm doing the right click. As of now we are here on the return table. You can see we are on the return table. I did right click over here. When you are going to do the right click, you will find this option, use first row as header. We'll click here, and here you go. Initially it was column 1, column 2, column 3. Now the first row become the header. The same thing we'll be doing with the people table. In people table also you can see like it is selected as column 1 and column 2. But we have to take these two as what? The headers, the column name, people and reason. It is the part of the row as of now. Simply we'll be doing the right click over here and this option, use first row as header. Perfect. Easy, right? Done. Okay, all things are done. All things are done now. What we'll do, you can close and apply, right? If you're going to close, the things will not get applied. So simply you can directly click on this button, or you can click here, close and apply. So this changes will get applied. Then you are going to load the data. We did the ETL process. We extracted the data. We transformed the data. Now we are loading the data. So data will get loaded in few seconds. Let's wait for a while. Okay. Done. So what you can see, everything is loaded now. What we'll do, we'll go to the table view. We can see the tables over here. But here, why we are here? Because we want to see the model view also. In model view, we are going to see the relationship. Okay, now what you can see, look at this. I'm just stretching it out a bit. Over here, yes, like this. Now you can see it is one to many. One in person. Let's go in person table. People. In people, what you can find, we have reason. Okay, we have reason over here, and there is only one reason mentioned over here, like identical reason, unique reasons mentioned over there in each column. Let's go to the orders table. In orders table, what we have, if you are going to look into the reason table, you are going to find, okay, where is reason table? Here it is. You're going to find many things getting repeated over here. Central, South Asia, Central Asia, North Asia, right? Oceania, multiple things are repeated. So that's why it is going to be considered as one to many. Only one identical row we have over here, but many similar things we are having over here, right? But here what we can see, there is no relationship between ordered and return. We can establish the relationship. How we can establish the relationship? So we can simply click over here, manage relationship. Manage relationship. So let me just click on manage relationships. Here one relationship we can see, order is related to reason, people is related to reason. right? And this is also active. We are going to create one more, and one more thing option you have, auto detect. So automatically it has detected this one, but it is not able to detect the second one. So we can create the second relationship. From where? Let's say I want to start from the returns table to where? To the order table. Now automatically it has detected what? Market to market is the relationship. If you want, you can change the columns over here. So in order you have order ID. Here also you're having order ID. And it has detected what? It is many to many. And here this is not error, this is cardinality. Why? When we will be getting the error, let's suppose here it is market and here I'm trying to do the order ID. Here you won't be able to do that. So market with market, let's say, and yes, make this relationship active, and here we are going to save it. Now here we go. Many to many. We got and cross filter detection in this. Here we have cross filter detection from people to orders. The people table to orders. So this is the flow. But in many to many, basically you will be having cross filter in both directions. Now when you will close this, what you will find, you are able to establish the relationship over here. Let me just remove this thing, and here we can stretch. Here we go. So this is our data model view. Later on, if we have established the connections, so we will be able to make visuals in more efficient way if connections are not established. All right. I hope it is making sense, everyone. You are able to establish the connection in the same way that I did. Is it? Are you able to do so? Anyone getting any error? Any doubt you have? Let me know any doubts you have. Any sort of doubt you are facing? No. Okay, one question I got from Anuj. Sir, there is a query. I did complete the course, but it does not show and copy the main URL that need to copy in order to mark the course complete. Okay, I'm not sure about that, Anuj. I have to check it with the team. Let me see, do we have? Okay, as of now, okay. Other sir is not here in the. Other sir is not in the meeting. In the next meeting, he will join, and you can pose the same question, or you can just remind me. I'll ask him. Pujan is saying, sir cannot generate relationship between two tables. Okay. Do you want me to repeat it again? What I did, Pujan, let me just tell you again. So you can click on any table. Any table over here, you will find this manage relationship option. From here, if you want to create a new relationship, you have to click over here. This relationship was not there. Returns and order. Let me delete this. And by default, this one will be created. If it is not created, you can create it later on. You can create it later on. Right? And if you want to view it, you can also view it from here. You can check it. If you want to edit, let's say I want to edit this one, and you can check the things over here. For the first automated connections, order table is related to people table, and it is many to one. Many to one was many things are getting done from orders, and only one from these people table. Cross filter direction single. In many to one or one to many, you will be having cross filter reaction single only. You are not going to have both. There are some some exceptions where we establish the both direction, but most of the time for many to one or one to many we'll go with the single direction. Here let's say I want to edit this one. Here we have this edit option. What we have done, we have selected, or by default it has selected this market column because market were common in both. Order ID is also common in both. You can also try to establish the connection with order ID. But let's suppose I want to post something market wise in each market, how many orders has been taken or returned. So that thing can be calculated easily if we have established the relationship over here in this two table. And cross filter is both. You can also make it like single that is returns filter orders or order filter returns. It totally depends on the use case, what exactly you are trying to solve, and at the any point of time you can come back, you can change the relationship over here. You can check the relationship. Anyone, any other doubt you have? We have only few minutes left. Let me know if any doubts you have. In the second half, guys, we'll be talking about DAX. Before starting DAX, we'll be talking about measures and calculated fields, or calculated column, you can say. Two things we are going to discuss. After that, we'll be starting DAX. So today's session is going to be about, the second half is going to be more on practicals. 90% practicals. Anyone facing any other sort of problem? Sir, can we create one-to-one relationship with order ID? Here, we won't be able to create one-to-one relationship. I'll show you why we are not able to create. Let's say order ID I have selected. Here also order ID I have selected. Here I selected one-to-one. Now it is going to validate first of all. What happened? It is saying you have duplicates here. One-to-one only when you can assign, you can do when you don't have duplicates. Okay, you don't have duplicates. Here we are having duplicates, so that's why it won't be happen. Many to one, can we do many to one? Also we can check. Now again it is saying it is having duplicates. Can we do one to many? No, again here we have duplicate. Whenever you are going to have duplicate in a particular column in any of the table, you won't be able to perform one to one, many to one. Many to one or one to many is not going to be possible when both tables, the same column that you're taking, both columns are holding duplicates data. That time you won't be able to perform one to many to one or one to one. Only many to many is going to be performed. So as you can see, like when I did many to many, it established the relationship. By default, it has taken what? Market. Okay. You can change it, no problem. Let me change it to the market again. Where is market? Here it is. Okay, one question from Asif sir. The 1-2 star or 1-to-1, okay, one to many or one to one is common. There is few changes to encounter many to many. Yes, exactly. Look, one to many. All right. You are one more question from Aradhana sir. ये cardinality बनाने की क्यों जरूरी है? Look, basically, what we want to do, we want to include all the tables in our report. When we want the like charts to be get done efficiently. Now we have to connect the tables. Basically, no, what is going to happen over here? As of now, we are creating a static report. But when you will go in organization, you are going to create dynamic report. Dynamic report means what? As of now, we are just using a static file, that is Excel file, and we are connecting it. But in organization, you will be connecting with the database servers. And database, in databases, what we have, tables we have. If I'm going to connect it with the tables, if a particular things is getting changed in a table, that should also reflect in our report. Our report is going to be live. Once you have created a report, that report will be live. Yes, you will be doing few changes over there based on the business requirement, but that report is going to be live and is going to be connected with the live data. Live data. I'm saying what? Live data. The best example of live data you might have seen in COVID times. You have seen every news channels and in many of the websites they were showing total number of cases, total number of deaths, all these things. All those things were connected with the live data, and multiple tables are involved. We are connecting table from, let's say, India, table from US, table from China, and we are connecting all the things. If we are establishing the connection, that connections matter. Whatever connections we are creating, that will affect the efficiency of our report. That's why cardinality is important. Any other doubt, guys? No, clear. Okay, have you tried creating reports on the last session, after the last session? And whatever you are creating, whatever you are doing, do post on LinkedIn. Okay, I hope all of you have a LinkedIn account. Those who have not having a LinkedIn account, please do create it today. You can also find me on LinkedIn. Yes, so we are done for the session as of now. We will be joining at okay. Sir, why we have to post on LinkedIn? Very good question, Aradhana. Look, we have to show off our skills, right? You do show off, like many people do show off. Whenever you're going to buy a new phone, you are going to post one mirror selfie. When you are going to buy a new dress, you are going to post one story, right? So basically, as a professional, we have to show off our skills. I have these skills, so that we could get, we could get noticed. And you don't know when you will get breakthrough through LinkedIn also. I used to get a lot of messages on LinkedIn about, jobs and all. Recruiters used to connect directly with you on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is very important, and nowadays your resume is incomplete without LinkedIn profile. LinkedIn profile URL. Okay, that's why. All right. Manish is asking, sir, can you recommend a book for advanced data science? I can't give you a particular book in recommendation, but I can suggest you one publication that you can go through. That publication is O'Reilly. O'Reilly. You can search on Google O'Reilly. You can buy the book from there. Last session recording will be shared by Others, sir. Others, sir, or Kapil sir will be sharing in the group. If it is not shared, I'll ask them to share it today. Okay. Any other doubt, guys?